What's going on, YouTube? This is boy here from Africa, man. I'm on the hustle, man. Hey, it's pretty windy though. For some reason, next week we're talking about Thanksgiving weekend. So, yeah. I'm here in Wisconsin, picking up this load from my broker. It's going to Ivan, Texas. I just want to drop it off and then come back. For the fact that I was home for the past 2 weeks, just taking some time off. Real quick, right? These broker do not like this broker intimidate you guys. I'll be honest with you, okay? But maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago, my drivers was somewhere in Richmond, Virginia, and we were having really hard time getting a load, getting out of there. All right, and I usually get a load from the Midwest, take it to Virginia, whatever, and then find something, whatever it is, to come back, right? So I got this load from TQL. I know many of you guys don't like TQL, including myself. So, you know, I got that load, take it to North Carolina from Virginia, actually South Carolina. It was going to South Carolina, yeah. So, drop it off, and then pick up a load from South Carolina to go, I forgot what was that. So, we got the load around 3:30 or something, and our ETA was supposed to be like 4:15 or something. So what happened is the shipper closed at 4:30. So I told the broker, I said, hey, our ETA is 4:15, right? So if no traffic, that means no traffic. But as soon as the driver started driving, he got into traffic. And you guys know Richmond, Virginia, there's always traffic. And it turns out it was, a crash. So my driver was like, hey, we're not even moving. He took a photo, sent it to me, and I sent it to the broker. So I told the broker, I said, hey, can you call the shipper and tell them the situation, that the driver is on the way, he's going to whatever, ETA changed around 5 something. So that broker said, the shipper closed 4:30. And you guys told me that you're going to get there before 4:30, and that's what I accept to give you the load. I'm like, yeah, when you give me the load, my ETA was 4:15. How do you expect somebody to cover a load around 3 something p.m.? You know what I'm saying? We're getting close to rush hour, right? So it wasn't even about rush hour. It was just the fact that my driver got into a huge crash ahead of him, and there was nowhere to go. So I told this broker, I said, hey, there's nothing we can do. We don't control traffic. We don't control what is happening on the road. And as a truck driver, for those of y'all who are brand new, most of the time when I'm making videos, I kind of like focus on you guys who are brand new, because these brokers will take advantage of you. Do not try to overtake someone illegally just because you want to cover that load. Because it will cost you your company, it will cost you a lot of stuff, and you don't want that. A lot of these brokers, they're not over the road to see what we actually dealing with in order to cover the load, right? They don't go to the factory to see the load or nothing. We are the one who get to do everything. So as a owner of the company, do not let somebody sit behind a computer try to intimidate you, try to make you feel like you're working for him. You don't work for him. He actually works for you. You got the truck. So who actually in power? I always say this. Truck drivers, the one got more power than brokers. For some reason, in America, they try to power people that don't, not even supposed to be in power. There's no reason brokers should pretend that they control the business. They got no control over the business. Broker have the cheaper insurance ever. we get to take $1 million coverage just for the broker to be able to give us a load. What they're trying to do here is that if something happened to a load that may be valued about $50,000 or $100,000, they will sue your insurance for $500 to close to $1 million, claiming that load that was, because that's how some of these brokers act, just to get some money that they honestly didn't work for. And that's the reason they're asking for a crazy amount of insurance policy, right? Technically, a $750,000, which is the state, the FMCS minimum requirement, that should be enough. Most of these loads that we're covering over here, don't get me wrong, some of them are pretty expensive, right? But 9 out of 10, these loads are not that expensive. But brokers can't wait for you to get into some stuff, and that's the reason they're putting all the pressure on you. If something happened, so they can sue your insurance for $1 million. Alright? So why make them think that they're in control of something? They're not in control of anything. You own the company, we get to deal with everything. Traffic, whatever, all the violation we get to deal with. DOT is always focused on you and I than anybody else in this business. Alright? So I'm telling y'all, do not let broker intimidate you. So what happened is, he got mad. He was like, oh, you guys give me your word, say that you were going to get there, whatever. I said, yeah, I said it. But I don't control what's going to happen. I don't control that. I can start my GPS, and then Google Map could be like, from nowhere, traffic is getting worse. Traffic is getting worse. Did I do that? No. So, the broker, instead of calling the shipper, telling the shipper, hey, this is the situation, the driver is on the way, or whatever. And that's one of the reasons I said that most of these guys, they're agents. They work for the broker's company. They're not like a broker that has an insurance. They work underneath people. So they're just taking order from somebody. Alright? A broker can train you to say, hey, I just need somebody to sit here and watch the logo for me to respond to my email. You don't have to have a broker license. So long that guy, you and he have the agreement. Let's say your brother has a broker certificate or whatever. He got a business. And he needs somebody to assist him communicate with carriers. He can tell you what to do. And these are some of the reasons we get a lot of people that have no idea how this business works. And they're harassing people day and night. So this guy went crazy saying, you told us that you were going to be there, whatever. I said, okay. So instead of you calling the shipper and tell the shipper the situation, you come and getting mad at me. I don't control the traffic. So he was like, the only thing I could do here to help you guys out is to pick up the load tomorrow. Oh, the hell no. I'm not holding my truck for the $800 load, which is not even $2 per mile. I'm not holding my truck for that. As a matter of fact, I took your load to take me somewhere that I already booked a load. Alright? So I had to cancel that load because I already booked a really good load from South Carolina. So the TQL load was supposed to take my driver to South Carolina, which I already have the rate confirmation for the load coming out of South Carolina. But TQL, that load was like $1.50 something, whatever. And I told him, I said, no, I think it was like $800 or something. It was ridiculous, guys. Can you imagine from Richmond, Virginia, not even Richmond, Virginia, somewhere in Virginia past Richmond, going all the way to South Carolina? Can you imagine? How many miles are we talking about? $800. What will you do? Are you going to hold your truck to tomorrow? I told him, I said, no, I ain't doing it. I'm ready if the shipper wants to wait for me to whatever ETA that I have, I will go get that load. And it's happening sometimes. But for some reason, these brokers think that they have control over you and I compared to a shipper or receiver. Call the shipper or call the receiver, whatever. And say, hey, this is the situation, driver's on the way or whatever. But he refused to do that. He preferred telling me to hold my truck to tomorrow so I could pick up the $800 load that's like $1 something a mile. I say, you gotta be crazy. So many of you guys don't like TQL, like I said, including myself. But TQL is one of the worst company ever. All right? But let me tell you something. When you're in this business, you have to keep these worst people around sometimes. Don't get me wrong. When it comes to payment, TQL got a really good broker payment history with any factoring company. All right? TQL pay their bills on time. But when it comes to how they pay carriers, that's the problem. That's why you and I don't like them. But factoring companies do like them. So no matter the type of loan you book from TQL, your factoring company will approve that before you even submit it. I'm being honest with you. Right? So you want to have those worst people in the background. Just in case you're in a worse situation. Alright? Let's say you find yourself somewhere, which I really don't go, Nebraska. You find yourself somewhere in Nebraska. And you can't find anything. But who's actually out there? The worst dude, tick you up. Right? And that's the reason, even if you're picking up an $800 loan from TQL, you want to treat them good. So I told him, I said, hell, bro, let me tell you something. If you like, you can report me to 411 or whatever you want to do. I will respond to them. I will tell them what exactly happened. And you know what, TQL, the agent or whatever, he called me later. He was like, oh, I told my boss. That's what I told you guys. I said most of them, they're not broker. They're just an agent, right? He said, I told my boss, and my boss told me that you're not going to be able to book a loan under this MC with us anymore. I said, well, if that's how you guys feel, I am sorry. But unfortunately, I have to make a decision to make money. All right? I'm not going to cancel the loan that's going to, even though I'm going to drive far away. It's all right. Sometimes you have to take it. That's what this business is about. I see a bunch of flatbed semi-truck. They're heading from Denver, Colorado, all the way down to Kansas. It's like over 500 miles, guys. Or Kansas City, Missouri. So sometimes you have to accept the deadhead, but do not let broker play fool out of you. I'd rather take that deadhead than letting TQL, kick me in the ass. It's not gonna happen. So they said it's gonna ban me. I said, all right. That ban almost going to a month ago. Guys, check it out. You know what happened? Yesterday, I booked a loan from TQL. But that loan was actually paying good, though, $2 per mile. Surprisingly. And my driver was like, I thought they said they banned us. I said, well, they said things like that to intimidate you so that you can freak out. Hey, I don't want you to ban me, or I don't want you to report me. Then you're going to go run that law. That's exactly what they want you to do. But if you know what you're doing, you're not going to let them play that stupidness out of you. Alright? So I refused the law. I said, hey, if I cannot pick up the law today, I'm sorry. I cannot save my truck for the $800 loan tomorrow. If I'm already scheduled to pick up another loan in South Carolina. Alright? They try to make you feel like they are doing you a favor. If you know that loan is okay to pick up for tomorrow, why not you cancel on me and let somebody else pick it up tomorrow? Because they know not everybody get to deal with those shitty money they give to people. The shitty rate per mile. TQ is one of the worst companies. But I swear to God, for some reason yesterday, I was lucky to find a load coming out of Michigan to Wisconsin for my driver. $2 per mile. Alright? But they said that I'm not allowed to book load anymore using my MC though. Is that a different TQL? That's how you need to understand that these brokers are trying to mess with you to make you feel like something so you can move this shitty load for them when they want you to. Alright? That's your boy from Africa, man. I'm going to Texas with this load, but I'm going to go home because I'm dropping off on Monday. Alright? And my broker gave me the load today, Thursday, and I don't really feel like leaving the house. I wanted to spend another weekend home, whatever. So I'll be leaving like Saturday evening and take my time and go drop it off Monday morning. You know, but that's the boy from Africa, man. I just want to let you guys know. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace and love.